Tony Stark is nearly killed after the Mandarin destroys his home. But as he hunts down his attacker, Tony uncovers a much deeper threat. When his girlfriend Pepper is kidnapped, Tony risks his life to save her in Iron Man 3.
Hi, I'm Brenna.
I'm Aaron.
And I am Iron Man. No, just kidding, I'm Sean. But we're going to discuss Iron Man 3, which is the first film in Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Phase 1 ended with the Avengers, and now we have Phase 2, which is going to have the sequels to Captain America and Thor, along with Guardians of the Galaxy and eventually the Avengers 2. Iron Man 3, we've all just seen it. Should we blast off talking about this one?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. We pick up with Tony Stark after the events of the Avengers, the big battle in New York City. He's keeping to himself, building lots of suits, but he comes out of his lab to deal with a terrorist known as the Mandarin.
Listen, the film is entertaining in fits and starts, and Shane Black knows how to stage an action sequence like a lot of the people in this Marvel universe, but the script is, it felt like there was a longer draft at some point, and it got, shuffled into this final draft, and there are things that are just left that are not fleshed out. You got this pseudo-romance between Pepper Potts and Aldrich Killian, the Guy Pearce character, goes nowhere, means nothing.
Yeah. Let me just say that I appreciate Shane Black being the writer-director. I am a big fan of Shane Black. I really like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a film that he did a few years ago. It's one of my favorite films, in fact. I think the thing that he brought to this film that really helped it was his sense of humor.
Not trying to be a dick, Tatum.
Do you mind signing my drawing?
If Richard doesn't mind, you all right with this, Dick?
I loved you in A Christmas Story, by the way.
But overall, I really feel like the script was formulaic, and that was a problem for me.
I loved it, but I still feel that I will be the first to admit that there were problems with it. But I didn't think it was that formulaic. I've actually found myself on the edge of my seat, not quite sure what was going to happen next a couple times.
Really? There was one twist that did make up for it, but I don't think that's enough to save all the other twists that were easily recognizable.
I forgive it because of the amazing performances. I feel that this is probably the most powerful performance in the series yet for Robert Downey Jr. because he's emotional. He's got post-traumatic stress disorder and insomnia, and he experiences a lot of loss. And we see a lot of vulnerability and depth to his portrayal of this character that we haven't seen before.
I got you.
I got you first.
I felt that Gwyneth Paltrow's performance was actually pretty strong in this because she had to have more depth and vulnerability as her character Pepper Potts had to deal with Tony Stark's problems.
The one person that I did enjoy, though, was Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin.
Sexy Beast and Gandhi pretty much proved to me Ben Kingsley can do anything. But the character's not on screen enough. He butts up against some of the problems that the script has, sort of as Rebecca Hall. I mean, I thought her character was problematically underdeveloped.
Well, when you have Guy Pearce as another villain, Ben Kingsley and him are basically jockeying for power throughout the film, and Guy Pearce's performance is serviceable, but he's even got a lack of character development, in my opinion, and so it really hinders how much he can do with this character.
I'm more forgiving of this because I found it to be enjoyable no matter what. But my only real problem with it are the bad guys, because there's no rules for these people. It's sort of, they hint that they can be unstable and they explode, but then they have the ability to get really hot and melt iron.
I actually remember that explanation. It worked with some people and it didn't work with others.
Yeah, but what DNA alteration can make a human explode?
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, I know. You're proving my point. It doesn't make sense. The real problem I had with that, though, is that they're invincible, except when they get hit too hard by something too powerful.
Well, I guess they needed a villain that could match up to the Tony Stark suit.
Exactly.
I mean, they do look silly. I thought they were a leftover special effect from Terminator Salvation. And one of them breathes fire. And when that happens, I just sort of thought, we kind of lost it
even
here.
Don Cheadle's like, really, bro? You breathe fire now?
Shane Black, as the director, does prove that he can handle big-budget things. He's only directed one film before, but ultimately, the movie's just coasting. It's an action movie that knows it's going to get people to go see it in theaters, knows it's going to make a ton of money, so they have big action set pieces, they have an okay script, and then he just lets it go.
Iron Man 3 is action-packed, and it's a lot of fun, garnished with an awesome performance from Robert Downey Jr. So I still say, see it.
While Iron Man 3 is entertaining at times, for me, it was a disappointment overall, so I'm gonna say stream it.
Iron Man 3 shows that Marvel's Phase 2 has a lot of visual spectacle that's entertaining, but the writing doesn't measure up. Stream it. Cheers. I guess you could say Aaron and I's opinion is in stark contrast.
I hate you all.
I like Gwyneth Paltrow too in this movie, and she looks amazing
Yeah.
at age 40. I hope it's not Coldplay in her bedroom because she is hot.
Support for Just Seen It comes from Acorn, distributors of Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, a modern detective series set in 1920s Melbourne. Now on DVD and Blu-ray. More information is available at acornonline.com/PTV.